The man who took more than one wife.
Yes, it's my uncle.
No, the uncle is not the first one.
We don't know much
In
about
1938,
that. Should be my grandfather, the one who died in South Africa.
and this woman, I don't see them speaking the same language. The men took more than 1, 2, in fact there were 3.
Yes, because my grandmother, she's late now, but she was vendor.
She was vendor.
Yes.
Another one was from another place, and just like that.
Yes, I've got cousins all over.
You've got cousins all over.
Yes.
This old man brought a curse of anti-marriage to you people. It's anti-marriage, and it will be the issue of your finances.
That is very true, man of God.
All of you are just like this.
All of us were just like that.
You can go somewhere to work, you achieve. By the time you come out of the place, you come back empty-handed.
That's very true, man of God. We make a lot of money, all of us in our family, but we've got nothing to show for it.
So let us believe that the Lord is going to break this curse today. Okay?
Thank you, man of God. Thank you for setting me free.
Married?
I'm not married. Recently, we've just separated with the mother of my kids. She went to Francetown like 3 weeks ago. And it was like we were parting ways forever. And she was so angry.
Who's the light in complexion?
I think this is my ex-girlfriend. She's in Cyprus right now. We dated for something like 5 years.
Then she decided to go.
And then she decided to go, yes.
But the woman now cannot forget you.
That is true, man of God.
Keep texting.
Even a family, they still call me and we communicate almost every day. They say I'm still their son.
Yeah, you are meant to marry this lady. I see a light in complexion lady beside you. I don't say mother for kids, is it the mother? You are meant to marry this one.
That is true. Even my whole family in Zimbabwe, because I'm from Zimbabwe, but I'm residing in Mopane village. But in Zimbabwe, they know her first. That she's the only one that I introduced first time. And
thank you. Come. Thank you.
Thank you, Jesus. I'm free. Thank you. Good morning, church. Good morning. My name is Zephaniah Chirindo. I'm originally from Zimbabwe, but I'm residing in Mopane village. And with me here is my family, which is my father and my 2 brothers. I'm here to testify about the prophecy confirmation and healing from the man of God which happened on the 30th of April when I had the privilege to become a visitor. The man of God came to me in the midst of people and he attended to me. When he came to me, man of God, he said, there is a curse in the family, which I see, which was brought about by the old man who married 2 to 3 women in the year of 1938. So upon hearing this, after the service, I went home and then I called my father, who I spoke to, and then he confirmed that there was a great-grandfather who was a traditional healer. He's the one who married about 3 wives. And I think just because of that issue of marrying 3 wives, because of, when these people had 3 wives or more, they were using charms to strengthen themselves so that at least they can be able to satisfy their women. So this brought about the curse in the family in terms of anti-marriage and financial constraints. So my father confirmed all this to be true, and immediately after I told him that, he was like, this is the time for us to attend to that. If I'm to come to attest, I am ready to come to travel even at this moment, because this is nothing but the truth. And he even used my native language, an expression saying, we need to strike the iron while it's still hot, which is why you see that me and my family were here to attest to the grace of God. My father came because we originate from the village of Masvingo in Zimbabwe. So he had to travel throughout the night so that at least he can get here well in time. So he traveled, he arrived yesterday morning he actually slept in Francistown, and then he took the first bus to come here. Yesterday morning, that's when I went to pick him up from the bus terminal. And before he came here, He was also saying he had sicknesses, he was not feeling well. But the moment that he told himself that I'm going there to 3G Ministry to testify, he was immediately healed from the pains that he had on his body. So when he got here, so I started trying to understand some of the issues of the family since I'm young, because this incident, if you look at it from 1938 up to date, that is I can say men of God revealed a secret or something that happened 85 years ago. So even my father, by then when it happened, he was still also a small boy, but he also confirmed that he knew that the great-grandfather, he had several wives. These are the things that they knew, but you know, as young people and in Zimbabwe, the respect that we have, you cannot question much. So he knew all about this, and he confirmed everything to be true. Myself personally, I've been running my business here in this country of Botswana since 2011. My company was registered in 2011. But as we speak up to date, if we can try to account for what I've been doing with the company and what I've achieved, there's nothing to show for it. And if I can talk about the whole family, we all go out there, like as the man of God said, we can make money, we can get tenders and stuff like that, but when you come back to start and make plans or to put the plans that we had on a vision board to make them to work, you only discover that the money is not enough or it's nothing, it only sinks into debts or some other family problems or whatever, so that you don't achieve or do anything in life that can change your life for the better. As we speak, like I'd introduced my two brothers who are here. We were actually supposed to be 5 here, but one is in South Africa. He could not make it because of the same problem of financial constraints. The other one, unfortunately, is late. He passed on in 2011, but he also passed on when he was not married. And the reason I'm saying this is because men of God also spoke about the issue of anti-marriage in the family. As you can see, all of us here, as we're standing here, the only brother who's married is the one who's next to me. My father himself, he also divorced with my mom. My brother who's this side is almost 48 years old, but is also not yet married. And my late brother, like I said, he also died single. And my other brother was in South Africa. He also tried to get married, but it did not materialize. He's still living a separate life with his mother of his kid. And to speak of the other angles, the same thing. And in terms of anti-marriage, especially on that aspect, my brother who's next to me is the one who knows much about the family tree, and the other ones who are not yet married and who are still struggling, yet they're old. Man of God also attended to me, and he said, I am seeing you with this woman, a light-skinned lady. What happened to her? I took him some seconds trying to recall, because I once dated a lady in some years back, and we parted ways. I think it's almost 7 years now. And she went to Cyprus just to pursue her studies. And we were supposed to be married, but it just didn't happen. And if you could ask what really happened, I could not give an actual reason why we could not go through with the marriage. But we had marriage arrangements and everything in order, but it just didn't happen. And I even tried to say, I've got the mother of my kids that I've been fighting with, and she's just left, and it's not working. He said, no, it's because you were supposed to be married to this one. And she's the one who cannot forget about you, and she still talks about you. To confirm about this, after the prophecy, I just went home and I just tried to check on her to see if she's still there or how she's doing. And indeed, she was so happy just to receive a call from me when she's in Cyprus. So I can attest this to be true, that man of God was on point and everything what he said was true, because it shows that she even mentioned that she was also thinking to know if I'm still okay or if I'm wherever I am. And this is nothing but the truth.
Thank you. Good morning, church. My name is Lloyd Chirindo, and I'm the elder brother to my brother here, Zephaniah, who has just given his testimony. So to actually confirm and give a testimony or attest to what the man of God revealed to my brother. Everything else which the man of God prophesies is actually very true. Let me begin from the elders from the family. There is my father's elder brother who moved to London. He was actually posted there on a government scholarship in the early 1960s. So he studied civil engineering there, and by that time, it was something which was a very big achievement, especially from African countries. So while he was studying in London, he met a white lady. They got married, and then they were blessed with a child who is half English and who is also half a Zimbabwean. And they did not stay together with that wife. They separated while the cousin brother was very young. And the mother is the one who took over, taking care of that cousin brother. And further to that, the uncle also moved to Russia. He also married a Russian lady there. And he has got 2 children in Russia. And we haven't met them. The entire family haven't met them. It was my uncle who was telling me before he passed on in 2015. So that was the second lady again in Russia, and he also moved back to United Kingdom. He remarried a Zimbabwean woman, and they had 4 children. And they moved back to Zimbabwe together. They separated again while they were in Zimbabwe. He also stayed in Nigeria, and he also married another Nigerian lady. And we don't know about the children. He never told me about the children in Nigeria. So, fast forward, he moved back to Zimbabwe, and he got a job, one of the most paying jobs in Zimbabwe. He was also promoted to Director of Works in one of the councils in Zimbabwe. And instead of actually investing in something that is tangible to leave a legacy for the family, he did absolutely nothing. When he passed on, in fact, before he passed on, he was a single man and very old. And I took care of him because all of my cousins were overseas in London. And my only cousin was available in Zim. He had crossed paths with his own father. So he was being looked after by our nephew and his wife and myself. So I took over in attending to him, his medical attention, taking him to the hospitals, because he had nothing, no cent in his pocket until the day he died. So going further to my father's brothers, there's also his young brother, who is also in Masvingo in Zimbabwe. He married his first wife. They stayed together. He also married another wife who stays in the capital city, Harare. But he stays in Masvingo. He visits here and there and goes back. He divorced with his first wife, and he is now with a third wife. And he also has got nothing to show, though he is gainfully employed. Now, coming to myself as an individual, church, I want to confirm that I've faced a lot of hardships in my life. And in terms of my marriage, there's no peace at home. It's always shouting at each other, fighting. The wife sometimes packs the clothes. Just about 2 weeks ago, she threatened to leave.
So, sir, with this, you are confirming the prophecy of the man of God to be true, not only to you, but to your family as well.
Yes, I confirm as you have rightfully said.
We have heard from our brothers. Now it is time to hear from our father. Remember, the man of God said that this incident took place in 1938, and our father has traveled all the way from Zimbabwe to confirm this. Let us hear from him. Say, you are welcome, introduce yourself, and confirm the prophecy.
Kwazwa ichechi ndinotenda zvikuru mashoko ose avanotogwa navana ichokwadi chandakanzwa navana. Ndinonzi Elias Chirindo, ndinobva kumasvingo kuZimbabwe uko ndichigara murume uyu wainzi Chibondokoto, ndoranga riri zita rake. Yanga iri n'anga ichiita zvokushopera, saka yaishopera yakafunya makumbo yakadai chirova hakata dzayo. Saka ndiyo inova yakaroora vakadzi vakati wandei, vanoita vakaita vaviri nevachita vatatu kana kupfuura vatatu. Zvakaitika saizvozvo, vanhu vakare ndozvavakanga vachiita. Ni kunze kwangu ndaitiwo ndakaroorawo mai vavana ava mune zvakanaka. Ndikapedza kuroora ndikabvisa pfuma yese inonzi pfuma yekubvisa. Zvangozoti zvangova pakati ndobva zvangozoti netsei, ndobva tachiparadzana manje namai vacho, asi hapana kugwiwa, hapana kudii. Ivo bva vaenda kumusha kwavo, pakazongopinda hama dzacho dzitikana uyu kana akagwara uri panapa kubvira hanzvadzi yavo ese hatiuyipo, tinorega wakadaro saizvozvo. Ndo zvandakazobva ndondovakawo pangu ini pamushawo ndoga ndichigarapo. Kune vakawanda vasina kutoroora kuti mukoma wangu mwana kubaba mukuru unonzi Sauro haana kuroora, koziva monzi Kingioni akafa zvifuta asina mukadzi, koziva vanin'ina vana Kingioni vakafa kuti vasina kuti mukadzi. Saka nemunun'una wangu futi nini zvemumwe wakangozofa akaparadzana zvano mudzimai, asi mudzimai wanga anaye. Nemunun'una wakomana mwana wababa mune vavo watova munhu wakuru, asi haana mudzimai nanhasi, unongofamba. Hongu mari tinobata, asi kana tabata mari tinongokatwa yangonyangarika isina zvayamboshanda, totonganza mari yakati wandei, asi mari inongopepereka. Hamene kuti inotogwa nei, hatitozivi chinotodaro kuti chiyo. Vakomana ava vanhu mari dzakawanda. Fanika munun'una wacho uri kuSouth Africa uyu unobata mari, kana akabata mari angabata mamiliyoni akaita sei, haambogari naye, haambopedzi kana 2 days ainonenge yatopera. Hatizivi kuti inopera neiwo, kuti inotogwa nomunhu here, kana kuti ndiwo unorasa here, kana kuti ndidzo mhope dzacho idzo dzinodaro here.
Lastly, the man of God gave a prophecy to your son, saying that he was to be born in 1982. We want you to take us through what happened in that year, 1982, in confirmation with this prophecy.
Come on. So you pray against sudden death through heart.
Thank you, man of God.
You know,
Thank
sudden
you,
death?
Yes, man of God.
This is what is like heart attack.
Thank you,
That
Jesus.
Whatever want to disturb you.
Thank you, Jesus.
Which year were you born?
1986.
You were supposed to come 1982, you failed. Then they managed to bring you 86. You go ask your mother, they will tell you the story.
Thank you, man of God.
You're supposed to come earlier than 86, but then the whole team failed. But God still preserve you, and you managed to arrive on earth in 86.
Thank you, man of God.
Chokwadi cheche kuti waifangwatafa kugorera pakaitika kuti mai vacho vakatakura pamuviri. Vatakura pamuviri vakabva vadonha vachienda kusupermarket. Vakanongwa nomumwe murungu wataishanda naye wainzi Frank. Vakaenda naye kuhospital Calling Sanders. Vakandonzi ava mai vatobva pamuviri vasina pamuviri. Ndo zvakaitika ipapo.
Igore ripi raka
92.
92.
Sorry, 82.
1982. Zvakataura muprofita.
Uyo wakataura wakatoprofita wakuno wakaudzwa namuprofita kuno ndiye akangonifonda ndiri kumba ndo mashoko aripo aya kati akapakatarega tisvike ikoko tione kwakadini ndo akatotumira kana mari yacho ndo mafambiro andakaita iwa.
So, when your child called you and told you about this prophetic word, what came to mind? Were you not shocked that the man of God revealed the happenings of the past, things that happened in 1982 and 1938? Were you not shocked by this?
Ndakangoona kuti munhu anonamata saka ichi chokwadi nokuti hasiyani kuita izvo zvinobva kuna Mwari. Mwari ndiye apinda mumunhu yokuti ataure mashoko akaita saiwayo kusvika ndatoona kuti ichokwadi chacho hasimbori nhema. Nemurume wakataurwa uyu n'anga yedu uyu baba mukuru wokweda va 1938 vaya tikati havasaimbotauura nhasi izvo zvakaitika kudhara saka ndiMwari chaiye ari kutotaura mashoko akaita saiwawa haasi munhu. Ndo mahondero andakaita ndo manziro andakaita muhana mangu.
Before I get to the word of encouragement, I had also spoken about the issue of healing. When the man of God gave me the second prophecy about, I can say it was on the following Sunday when he prophesied to me to say, you were supposed to be born in 1982, but it's like the forces were trying to hold you so that you are not born, but God preserved you. And then you came out in 1986. And he actually said, pray against sudden death, which is a heart attack. So I confirm this to be true as well. And looking back at my life, can say it started around, I think it was around 2012. I've been having trouble sleeping. Actually, I had fear of sleeping because of the things that happened to me when I'm sleeping. Sometimes I could have like heart palpitations, and sometimes I can just wake up with my left side like swollen, like the arm swollen in such a way that it will be numb and I can not move it. So I can confirm this to be true because this was like the blood is not circulating well. So I realized that indeed I've got a problem with my heart. And then when the man of God prophesied to me, ever since that day, I've never experienced such a thing. And nowadays, I actually feel like I'm not sleeping enough. I want to sleep even at 8 o'clock. So I can say there is a scripture that I personalized, which is Revelation 21 verse 4, which said, he shall wipe their tears off their faces, and there won't be any deaths. And there will be no more crying and no more pain, and no more crying, no more pain, because all the things of the old order is things of the past. So I take it, God, man of God, is the Moses of our time, who has come to escort us from Egypt to the promised land. Because me and my family have suffered for too long, and as you can hear from my great-grandfathers, they've been struggling with the same problem of this case, and up to now, most of us have got nothing to show off, but I know that the great is yet to come. Last but not least, people of God, this is the first time in over 25 years for the four of us to be in one place as you can see us. We could arrange some family meetings, but nothing has ever materialized in the last 25 years. So because this was a call from God, it has happened for the first time in the 25 years, like I've been saying. What I can say to you, people of God, wherever you're seated right now, you're sitting in the right place. As we can see that the prophet of God has revealed deeper secrets which I never knew about in my life, and which most of even my brothers did not know about, but he has revealed them to me and revealed them to the rescue of the family, to the redemption of the family. Wherever you're sitting right now, that is the same chair that I was sitting on when I received the prophecy. So just know that your time is coming, because God's time is the best time.
So now that we are encouraged by the gesture of the old man coming all the way, the woman of God said we should present the following for the hampers. Cash gift will be presented to our father. As you can see on the screen of your television, the woman of God, should I say, has presented on behalf of the man of God the following food hampers that you are seeing on the screen of your television. Say, the grace of God once more is sufficient for you.
Etinoona tingashashwadza kana zvinotendwa izvi nokuti showati asingaziuti tingasangana zvinhu zvakadai nokuti Mwari wakatikomborera tiri kuZimbabwe chaiko kusvika mwana wotora wosangana nezvakadai izvi. Tinozvitenda izvozvo zvakakura chaizvo nokuti asingazivi kuti zvingadaro sei.
Christ.